Hello, this is John Locke from Lockdown Design, and today I want to talk with you for just a few minutes about why your website is your very first employee. Many industrial businesses might not understand why their website is so important. There's a few reasons. For one, 94% of all people who are making a B2B purchase Google for information before making a buying decision. That means that 94% of all businesses that you're trying to sell your products and services to are gonna Google you and your competitors before they make a purchasing decision. So what does this mean? You're gonna wanna show up somewhere in a Google search and not be on page 4 or 5. You're gonna wanna be up near the top, or you're just not gonna be selected. Secondly, when people do go to your website, you're gonna wanna look professional. You're gonna wanna look like a business that can handle B2B orders. Make sure that your website at least looks as good as that of your competitors and has all the information that B2B buyers are looking for. If your website is a glorified business card, it's probably not going to rank very high. Not as many people are going to find it. But also, when B2B industrial buyers are looking at your site, they're going to be judging it against the other websites that they're comparing information from. If your site over here is a 5-page site with barely any information, and this site over here answers all the questions that these B2B buyers are going to ask, who do you think is going to get the call? Another thing to consider is your website is basically an extension and a representation of how you run your business. Yes, and while it's true you might get a lot of word-of-mouth business, you might get referrals, there is probably a large portion of business that you're giving up if your website looks like it's straight out of 1998, doesn't have any information beyond your phone number and your address. But all the other manufacturing and industrial sites that are out there that are investing not only in creating content that answers their buyers' questions, but also investing in making their site look good and promoting it in other places on the web. The bottom line is that you still need to do marketing even if you're in the manufacturing and industrial space. So if your website is your very first employee, what sort of things should be on your website? I would recommend having a dedicated page for each product or service that you provide. If you're a manufacturing firm, having a page of case studies or testimonials or something that you can point to saying how satisfied that they are with your service. Now, if you're selling a manufactured product, I think the same sort of thing applies. I think you're going to want to have a knowledge base of frequently asked questions, perhaps a blog with all the sorts of things that you can use your product for. So, for example, if you're selling a piece of industrial equipment or machinery, think about all the things that your buyers are probably going to use that for. What kind of content can you create around that? What sorts of things would they be thinking about doing with your product? Create content around that. Is there something that you can answer about material handling? What sorts of applications are they going to be using it for? Is it aerospace? Is it automotive? Is it the oil and gas industry? Now go deeper in that and think about what kind of things they're going to be interested in. Create content around that. Now, if you're a straight manufacturing firm where you're manufacturing and fabricating like products for other businesses, I think it would be a good idea to just show what kind of capabilities you have. If you have like CNC milling or manufacturing or CNC lathes, what sorts of things would people be interested in knowing what kind of capabilities you can do? And if you can show examples of what sorts of products you're creating for other people, maybe some success stories, I think that would be a great way to represent yourself. Your backstory of your company, that could be another interesting thing. Why do you do what you do? What separates you from the other manufacturers that are all across the US? And why should people choose you? Lastly, you should give people a lot of ways to contact you. You might have different departments, sales, marketing, quotes. You might have dedicated departments or people in your organization for each of these applications. So be sure to provide an email address for each of these. And last but not least, make sure that your contact forms are detailed to the degree that which you need them. If somebody's contacting you for a general quote, make sure that you get the information that you need to save yourself some time time and making sure that the people in your organization are getting the information they need quickly and efficiently from people who are coming to your website. If you have any follow-up questions, you can contact me at my website, which is lockdowndesign.com. My name's John Locke, and I help manufacturers and industrial companies with SEO. Build It and They Will Come only works in Kevin Costner movies.